Now, before you start preparing for current affairs in Post-UTME, you should know what to expect in the exam. You should know what to expect in the section on current affairs. Okay, now the number one thing you should expect in the section on current affairs are questions on recent national and international events. Okay, things that are happening currently, okay, nationally and internationally. So you should expect questions on national and international events, recent national and international events, questions on the current Israel and Iran fight. Let's take, for example, you may see a question on the reason for the fight, the reason for the war between Israel and Iran. So you should actually follow the news about what is happening because of the fight and the events, the things that have been happening. You should follow the events, the major events that have been happening currently. Okay, while preparing for current affairs, you should prepare on the happenings from the last 2 years to the moment, not the happenings from 10 years ago or 5 years ago, but the happenings from the last 2 years to the moment. This is what most schools test you on. Recent happenings, this current affairs, recent happenings from the past 2 years to the moment. You may see questions on when subsidy was removed, was officially removed, and you may see questions on which country or which countries won the right to host the AFCON 2027 tournament. Okay, so these are recent happenings that you should actually know. So make sure you prepare on the recent happenings between the last 2 years to the moment. Okay, don't waste your time preparing or reading about events that happened 10 years, 5 years ago. Okay, because you're not going to see those in your exams except in the part that has to do with history. But for current affairs, you're going to see questions within the last 2 years to the moment. Okay, now you should also prepare on the Nigerian politics. Okay, you should know the things about Nigerian government. Okay, you may see questions like who is the current CBN governor, who was the minister that was suspended for fraud, for corruption, um, um, who was the governor that was suspended. Okay, know the things that are happening politically in Nigeria, know the things happening politically in Nigeria. Now I know that a lot of you don't listen to news and a lot of you don't watch news, a lot of you don't read newspapers, but I'm going to share with you how you can get all this information. Okay, how you can get all this information without having to read the dailies like a journalist. Okay, I'm going to share with you how you can get all this information. So you should also prepare on history. Okay, there are some historic events in Nigeria like the independence, like the coups, like who is the first prime minister of Nigeria. Those historical facts, you should prepare on them. Like, when did the civil war start and when did it end? Okay, so prepare on all of this. The civil war started in 1967 to 1970, so prepare on all these things. Know the politics of Nigeria, know what is happening in Nigerian government, know the history, some historical facts about Nigeria, know about the recent national and international happenings. So you should know all these things. You should prepare on all these things. Now, also prepare on the geography of Nigeria. Prepare on the geography of Nigeria, like knowing the longest river in Nigeria. Okay, what's the longest river in Nigeria? The longest river in Nigeria is River Niger. Okay, you already know the 36 states and capitals. So if you ask questions on that, if you ask any question on that, you should be able to answer it. Even if you are not a government student, but for being a Nigerian, you should be able to know some of these things. Okay, you should also know the neighboring countries. These are the geography. These are some questions that you may see on the geography of Nigeria. You should know the neighboring countries. You may see questions like um which of these is not a neighboring country to Nigeria? You may see Cameroon, you may see Ghana, you may see Niger, you may see Chad. Okay, now the one that is not a neighboring country to Nigeria is Ghana. Okay, Ghana is not a neighboring country to Nigeria, though Nigeria and Ghana seem to be close in relationship, but is not a neighboring country to Nigeria. Do you understand? So you should know the geography of Nigeria. You should also prepare on some important awards and recognitions that have been received by Nigerian citizens. And for example, you may see a question on who won the 2023 CAF Men's Player of the Year. Okay, Victor Sime. And you may see a question on entertainment. Who was the Nigerian artist that was nominated for Grammy Award in 2024? You may see Davido, you may see Burna Boy, you may see Olamide, you may see in all these top musicians. The answer is Burna Boy. Okay, so you should know the current happenings in sports, in entertainment. You should know the current happenings. Like I said, prepare from last 2 years to the moment. Okay, not people who won awards 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Okay, those are not what you are gonna see in the exam, but the current ones. Do you understand? Now, you should also know the important dates. Everybody should know the important dates in the country. For example, the Independence Day, the Democracy Day, Children's Day. You should know all these things. Okay, Children's Day, 27th May, Democracy Day, June 12th, Independence Day, 1st October. So these are important dates you should take note of. Take note of them and know them. Okay, so these are the areas that you are expected to prepare on. Yeah, these are the areas you're expected to prepare on. Now, like I said, you don't have to read. Like I said, you don't have to read the dailies like a journalist. What you can do, okay, go to Channels TV. If you're watching on YouTube, go to Channels TV, Channels TV channel on YouTube. Watch the weekly news summary videos. Okay, they always have videos on weekly news summary. Okay, they summarize the news for the week. So just watch the weekly news summary. You can watch this on Legit TV. You can watch on BBC Pidgin. Okay, now these are some of the channels on YouTube that you can watch every week. I'm not saying you should watch every day, just watch every week and watch the summary every week, the weekly news summary. Okay, can help to keep you abreast of the current happenings. Okay, so they will really help you. Then the next thing you should do, okay, you don't overrule the importance of solving past questions of your prospective university. You have to solve get your prospective university's past questions and solve. Try as much as possible to get your prospective schools and post-UTME past questions and current affairs past questions and solve them. It will help you to know the style, the kind of questions that they usually ask, because most times they repeat current affairs questions, so you should solve them. And don't limit yourself to your prospective schools posting past questions. You should broaden your knowledge so that you don't get to the exam hall and get disappointed. If your school decides to change their style of setting posting questions, okay, don't limit yourself to your prospective schools position. I always say this. Yes, use your prospective schools posting past questions to prepare, and also get other schools posting questions and prepare with them. Okay, now for those of you who don't already know that you have an online class going on, please know it now that we have an online class that's been going on since June 16. Okay, you can join us. The fee is 1,000 naira per subject per month. Okay, 1,000 naira per subject per month. So endeavor to join us. The subjects we have use of English, science subjects, art subjects, and commercial subjects. We don't have a class on current affairs, but if you want lessons on current affairs, you should watch the videos that I have on YouTube for current affairs. Yeah, okay, we don't have a class for current affairs this year. I have videos, a lot of videos for you guys on current affairs. Please endeavor to watch them. Okay, there are other channels on YouTube that are uploading videos on current affairs. You should also watch them. Okay, do everything possible to pass this exam excellent. We know that post-UTME is a competition. It's a competition for those who pass jam. So you should up your game. Okay, you should up your game and stand out, stand among those who will be selected. Okay, so that will be all for today. I hope you gained value. Those are the questions you should expect to see in the exam, and please prepare on them. Prepare on them. Prepare very well on them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. Do not forget to like and do not forget to share this video. I'll see you again very soon in another video. Bye.